So take the problem first. A rectangular column a rectangular column 300 mm by 500 mm 300 mm by 500 mm carries an axial load of 1200 kilonewton. Full stop. Design isolated footing for the column. The safe bearing capacity the safe bearing capacity of soil is 225 kilonewton per meter square and use M20 and Fe415 M20 and Fe415. Okay, so now this time we need to design the rectangular footing. Okay, earlier problem we have designed square footing. Now we will see how to design the rectangular footing. So we will start now. Load on column first. Okay, load on column, which is equal to, what is the load? It is 1200 kilonewton. 1200 kilonewton. This is the load. Then weight of footing. Okay, we will calculate the weight of footing. How we consider the weight of footing? Weight of footing is equal to what? 10% of column load. Okay, which is equal to 10 by 100 into 1200. So it will become 120 kilonewton. Okay, so it will become 120 kilonewton. This is the load. This is the weight of footing. This is assumed. Okay, we assume this. Okay, 10% we normally take the weight of footing. Okay, so now calculate the total load. So to calculate total load, it is 1200 plus 120. So total load is equal to, what is the value of total load? Calculate this. Calculate the value of total load. What is the answer? Total load. Let me know in chat. It is 1200 plus 120. It is 1320. Okay, so it is 1320. Okay, so now is 1320 kilonewton. This is what? This is our total load. Okay. So now we will calculate area of footing. How do we calculate the area of footing? After the calculation of total load, next is the area of footing. We need to calculate the area. What is the formula to calculate the area of footing? It is total load divided by total load divided by safe bearing capacity of soil, that is SBC, safe bearing capacity of soil. So our total load is 1320 divided by it is 225 safe bearing capacity. So if you solve this, you will get the answer 1320 divided by 225. Do it and let me know the answer.
5.86.
5.86. It is 5.86 meter square is the area. Now see, we are having rectangular column. Okay, so it is 300 by 500. Okay, so one dimension is 500, one dimension is 300. So we can take it like this. So if I draw over here, we can also take it like this. Here it is our footing, rectangular column, sorry, not footing, and we can take this as this side. It is our 500, or reverse. First dimension you always take it for x now. Since if you take this dimension as 500 and this dimension as 300, then it is also okay. There is no problem. Okay. Ultimately, we are going to design the isolated footing. Okay. So, or now 300 by 500 we have mentioned over there. So what we will do, we will take in the same way. Okay. So I will draw over here again. It will be like this. So this our dimension, it is 300 mm, and this it is 500 mm. Okay, so this is our column. Now we have got the area. What is the area? We know that. Okay, area is 5.86. It is 5.86 is the area. So for this, now in the square footing, what we do, we take the square root of this area. So while designing the square footing, once you got this quantity, once you got this area 5.86, what you generally do, you take the square root of this and then fix the dimensions, what dimension you need to give. Why we take this square root? Because for square both the sides are equal. Now here you can see your column is rectangular. One side is 300, another side is 200. So here we are going to assume one side. Let us consider the horizontal side, which is parallel to, or which is corresponding to 300 mm. Let us assume one side as 2 meter, so that we will round up and calculate the another side. Okay, so here I will write assume one side of isolated footing assume one side of isolated footing is equal to 2 meter. We have assumed randomly, I have assumed 2 meter. Okay, now if one side is 2 meter, then another side, if we want to calculate the another side, then you know the formula. Okay, you know basic formula for rectangle, it is B into D is equal to area. B into D is equal to area. So one side we have assumed, suppose now this width we have assumed it is 2 meter. B. D as it is another dimension. D means here it is for second dimension of the cross section, and area is 5.86. 5.86. So your another side will be, it is 5.86 divided by 2. So here your another side is area 5.86 divided by assumed side 2. So what is the answer? 5.86 by 2. What value you will get? 2.93. Okay, so it is 2.93 meter. So we will round up this 2.93 to 3 meter. Okay, so here we can say that, here we can say the dimensions of footing is equal to, it is 2 meter by 3 meter. We are providing 2 meter by 3 meter. Now what is the area of footing provided? So area of footing, okay, which is provided, which we have provided. What is the area? It is 2 into 3, which is equal to 6 meter square. The required is 5.86 and we have provided 6 meter square. Hence it is okay. Okay. Is it clear now? It is very simple part. First we have taken the load, then we have assumed 10% of the self weight of the footing. We have calculated the total load. Then we found out the area of the footing. The formula to calculate the area is total load upon SBC. We have kept the values, we got the area. After that, if the square footing is there, here remember one thing, if in the numerical they told you to design the square footing, then you should take the square root of this, because for square both the sides are equal, so you can find out the side, okay, by taking the square root. But in case of rectangular footing, it is not equal, so one of the side we need to assume. Generally we assume the side in between 1.5 meter to 2.2 meter. Okay, note it down somewhere, depending upon the area, value of the area what we are getting. Suppose now if you are getting the area above than 5 meter square, then generally we assume one of the side as 2 meter or 2.1 meter. Okay, and if it is below 5 meter, generally we go for 1.7, 1.5, 1.8 like this. Okay, so generally we assume in between 1.5 meter to 2.2 meter one side. Okay, for rectangular footing, I am again telling this, it is for rectangular footing. Okay, so we have got the dimension, it is 2 meter by 3 meter. So area of the footing which we have provided is 6 meter square. Okay, so after that we will calculate the intensity, net upward intensity. Okay, so upward intensity of soil pressure that we will calculate. So here net upward pressure, okay, net upward pressure, that is we call this as sigma soil pressure, net upward soil pressure sigma. How, what is the formula for this? I will write the formula. Formula is load on column. See the formula, load on column divided by area of footing, area of footing. So area of footing, you have to take that area which we have provided, don't take the calculated area. The area which we have provided, that we are going to use for the further calculations. So therefore here sigma is equal to, load on column was 1200, okay, divided by area of footing, it is 2 into 3, that is 6. So calculate the value of sigma. What is the value? Calculate the value and let me know the answer. 200. Okay.
200.
Okay, 200. So 200 kilonewton per meter square. This is the intensity soil pressure. Okay, upward soil pressure. Now calculate ultimate soil pressure. So multiply this by 1.5, our factor of safety. So we will get the ultimate soil pressure. Okay, so calculate the ultimate soil pressure now. Ultimate soil pressure. Ultimate soil pressure or ultimate pressure, that is sigma, it is 1.5 multiplied by 200. Let me know the answer. It is 300. 300 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, so the rest of the procedure is same what we have seen in design of the square footing. Now what we will do, we will calculate the depth by one-way shear, by two-way shear, that is the punching shear, and then we will take the check for depth, and then we will calculate the bending moment. Okay, so now here first we will calculate the depth from punching shear consideration. Okay, so here I will write, heading is depth of footing, heading is depth of footing. Okay, so the depth of footing from punching shear consideration. Just 1 minute. हॅलो, हां, मी लेक्चर मध्ये आता नंतर फोन करा 2 तासाने. Okay, so the depth of the footing, first we will calculate it by depth from, this is called as two-way shear, or it is also called as punching shear. Two-way, or in bracket I will also write punching shear consideration. Okay, so here what we will do now, we will take the critical section. Where is the critical section now? So I will write here critical section is at a distance, d by 2. Okay, where d is the depth of the footing, d by 2 from where, from edge of column, okay, from edge of column, and here d is equal to what? D is equal to effective depth of footing, effective depth of footing. Okay, so D is effective depth of the footing. Okay, so now we will calculate the shear force first. So before calculating the shear force, now we will calculate first the permissible shear stress tau c. Okay, so first of all I will draw the diagram over here so that it is easier for you to understand. So now let us see that this is our column. Here I will draw, this is the column. Okay, what are the dimensions of this column? It is 0.3 meter by 0.5 meter. This is our column. Then I will draw the footing. So this is the footing. Okay, it is like this. And what are the dimensions of this footing? This is 2 meter and this is 3 meter. This is the footing. Okay, now critical section is at a distance of d by 2, where d is the effective depth. Okay, d by 2, we don't know the value of d, from the edge of the column. Okay, so that critical section now I will draw with this black ink, and like this. This is the critical section. Here I will draw this critical section. This is the critical section. Okay, and this critical section is at a distance of this distance. This is d by 2. Okay, from the edge of the column. This is also d by 2. On bottom side this is also d by 2. On the right hand side this is also d by 2. Okay, so this is d by 2. I will write here d by 2. here it is also d by 2, this is also d by 2. Okay, I hope now you understood this. So we know that what is the shear force. So shear force Vu. Now see what will happen. This column, when it punches through this footing, okay, when it punches through the footing, this column alone will not get punched. What this column will do? This column will take this whole area which I have shown in this black ink. This whole area will take along with him, and it will punch through this footing. Okay, it will punch through this footing. That is the punching action. You know how to punch a paper. Same action will be there. So whenever there, due to the load coming from this column on this footing, this punching shear gets developed, and this punching action is the action that this column will try to penetrate through the footing. Okay, column will try to penetrate through the footing. Okay, so please mute your audio. So this column will try to punch through the footing, and this column will not alone punch. This will take this black area along with him. Okay. So now once this column punch, then after punching, which area will remain? This area will remain, which right now I am highlighting. This area will remain after the punching. हा सगळा ये जो पूरा area है black ink वाला, this area if this is get punched through the footing, then ये जो बाहर का area है ना, इतना area रह जाएगा. Okay, this area will remain. Okay, this you need to understand first. What area will remain to calculate the shear force? Okay, so this you have to understand first. Then next thing is that here we will calculate first what is the permissible stress. Okay, so tau c, permissible stress in concrete, tau c. How do we calculate that? It is 0.25 under root fck. This formula also I have already told you. So which is 0.25 under root fck means 20, m20 is given. So calculate this value. This is 1.118 Newton per mm square. This is 1.118 Newton per mm square. Therefore, tau c is equal to, let me know the value in kilonewton per meter square. Let me know the same value in kilonewton per meter square, because all our dimensions are in kilonewton and meter. So what is the answer? Let me know the answer in kilonewton per meter square. 1.118. It is in Newton per mm square. Now if I want to convert that into kilonewton per meter square, what will be the answer? It is 1118 kilonewton per meter square. Okay. So now we will calculate the force. Okay, the shear force. So for calculating the shear force, you must know the basic thing, that is force. Force is nothing but it is stress, or we can call it as pressure into area. This is the formula, stress into area or pressure into area. This is the basic formula for the force. So now how do we calculate the force here? So it is now shear force we need to calculate. Vu is equal to, so stress or pressure means soil pressure we will take over here. Okay, so what was that? It is 300 into area. So now how to take the area? See, once this column along with this black area, okay, this column will punch along with this much of area which is shown in the blank ink. ये अगर पूरा एरिया यहाँ से चला गया तो what area will remain? I will hatch that area. The remaining area I will hatch over here. Okay, so this is the remaining area. This area will remain. Okay, whatever I am showing through hatching, this area will remain as it is, and we have to calculate what is the shear force which is acting on this area. Okay, why this area we are considering? Because after punching action, after all these get punched, okay, after all this get punched, this area get punched, this area will remain, that is which I have hatched in green ink, that area will remain. Now if I want to calculate this area, how should I calculate this area? हे राहिलेला एरिया मला कॅल्क्युलेट करायचा आहे अभी. So how can I do it? So I have to take this total area of the footing minus this area. Whatever the area of this black rectangle, I have to take the area of this red rectangle, and from that I have to minus the area of this black rectangle. Okay, so to minus the area of this black rectangle, we should know what is the width of this and what is the depth of this. As we know, for the footing it is 2 meter by 3 meter. Now for this black dimension, how much it is? So this much is 0.3, this is 0.3 plus d by 2 on right hand side plus d by 2 on left hand side. So this total dimension will be 0.3 plus d. So this total dimension I will write over there, this is 0.3 plus d, this is the total dimension. And similarly here on this side also, on this vertical side also, if you see, if you want to calculate this vertical side, then this is 0.5, this is 0.5, on this side it is d by 2, on bottom side it is also d by 2. So 0.5 plus d by 2, and then it is plus again d by 2. So this total will be 0.5 plus d. Okay, so that total is, this total is 0.5 plus d. So one side is 0.3 plus d and another side is 0.5 plus d. Okay, so now if I write over here, so it is 2 meter by 3 meter, that is the area of footing, minus what we will do now, two dimensions, it is 0.3 plus d into 0.5 plus d. Okay, and here the minus sign is there, remember this. Here I will draw one more bracket, it is like this, in this way. So we need to solve the bracket first, so therefore VU is equal to, so I will keep this 300 as it is, into here 3 into 2 6, which is also as it is, minus here in the bracket, now 0.3 plus d and 0.5 plus d. So multiply by this 0.3 to this whole bracket, and after that first we have to multiply by 0.3 to this whole bracket, after that with d to whole bracket. So what we will get now, it is 0.3 into 0.5, how much it is, 0.3 into 0.5, it is 0.15, 0.15, this is the first term, plus here it is 0.3d, okay, 0.3d, then plus this d, so again 0.5d, okay, so this is 0.5d, plus d into d square, d into d square. Again if you simplify this further, so shear force VU is equal to 300 into, here it is 6 minus, now what will remain, see here 0.5d plus 0.3d, 0.8d. Okay, so here it is in the bracket, if I remove the bracket, then minus sign is there, so it is minus d square minus 0.8d minus 0.15. So again if we simplify this, so VU is equal to, it is 300 into, here it is minus d square, so 6 minus 0.15, how much it is, 6 minus 0.15, 5.85 it is, so 5.85, okay, minus 0.8 d minus d square. So now you have to multiply this bracket by 300, So again VU is equal to multiply inside by 300. So what are the values you will get? 300 into 5.85. How much it is? 300 into 5.85. What is the answer?
1755.
Okay, 1755 minus again 300 into zero point 0.8. How much it is? 0.8 into 300.
240.
240. Okay, so this is 240d minus 300d square. So this will become our equation number 1. This is our equation number 1. Okay, so this is the shear force what we have calculated. Shear force what we have calculated. Now we need to calculate the shear resisted by concrete. Okay, we have to calculate the shear resisted by concrete. So here I will write shear force resisted by concrete. So shear force resisted by concrete is VUC. Okay. Shear force which is resisted by concrete is VUC. So how do we calculate that? Again the same logic, same formula is there. Force is nothing but stress into area. Okay. So here we will take, it is permissible stress. Permissible stress is tau c into area is, normally we use the notation BD for the area. Okay. So now area, which area we have to take? Now that is the most important thing over here. Here you can see, I have already told you, this column will not penetrate alone. Column काय एकटा penetrate होणार नाही footing मधनं. What the column will do? Column will take this whole area. This is black area. This whole area with him. Okay. Column will take this whole area and then it try to penetrate. Okay. So जब ये penetration होगा, when this is happening, which area will come into the contact? Which area? Suppose now here, if I give you the example, suppose this is my footing. Okay, ये footing है. This is footing. This is footing. Okay, and now this is column. This is column. Now this column will try to get penetrate through this. ये penetration होगा, इधर से ये penetrate होगा. So while this penetration is happening, which area will come into the contact? हे ऐसे जाते वक्त इथं बघा आता कुठला एरिया कॉन्टॅक्ट मध्ये यायला लागलाय. दिस एरिया विल कम इन टू द कॉन्टॅक्ट. साइडचा एरिया कॉन्टॅक्ट मध्ये येते. ओके, हा एरिया नाही. हा पेनिट्रेट होणार एकदा, हा खाली गेला की शियरला हा एरिया येणार आहे कॉन्टॅक्ट मध्ये, हे असं जाणार आहे खाली. ओके, सो दिस एरिया विल कम इन टू द कॉन्टॅक्ट, दिस एरिया विल कम इन टू द कॉन्टॅक्ट. So that area we should consider. Okay, so that area we should consider in our calculation. So for your better understanding, I will again draw the diagram so that you will be able to understand this. Now what I will do, I will draw the diagram of this black portion. Whatever this black portion I have shown over here, this black portion. Okay, so this contact area, whatever the contact area of this black portion will come into the contact with footing, that I will show over here. So now I will draw the diagram once again. So here this is your 0.3 plus D, this is 0.3 plus D, then this side is 0.5 plus D. Okay. Again 0.5 plus D, this is again 0.3 plus D. Okay, so depth, so this is our D, this is the depth D. Then we can join these 2 points like this. This side also, this is your depth, you can join this. Okay, On that side also the area is there. Okay, so you can show it in dotted line, that we can join. Okay, so now what I have drawn over here, I will here show you the dimension. This is 0.3 plus d, this dimension is 0.5 plus d, and this is your depth. So here this dimension is your depth, this is the depth d. D. So which area will come into the contact? Now see here, this is penetrating, this is penetrating. Okay, so हा तुमचा cross sectional area. If you look at this, again take the same example. If you look at this is your cross sectional area, this is your cross sectional area. ओके, प्लान मध्ये पण तुम्ही असा जरी बघितला तरी हा एरिया आणि हा एरिया क्रॉस सेक्शनल आहे, असा असणार आहे कॉलम. Okay, these two are the cross sectional areas, top and bottom. These are the side areas, okay, of this whole rectangle black. Now when this try to penetrate through this column, suppose now half of it is penetrated, then this surface will come into the contact. Here I am trying to show you the surface. See, this surface will come into the contact on all the four sides. ह्या टॉप आणि बॉटम, दिस टॉप अँड बॉटम, हे टॉप आणि हे बॉटम हे सोडून, ओके, असं जरी घेतलं तरी हे सोडून हे साइडचे जे एरिया असणार आहेत, ऑल एरियाज ऑन द फोर साइड्स, दॅट विल कम इनटू द कॉन्टॅक्ट. Okay, that will come into the contact. So that area we need to consider over here. Is it clear? This clearing is most important. Okay, so what are those areas now? If I show you here by numbering, then those areas are, let it be, this is our A1, this is A2, this is A3, and this is A4. These four areas are there. Okay, so the punching area, if I tell you the punching area, that is BD, this is BD, punching area. Okay, I will show you the arrow also. This is the punching area. It is, how much it is? It is your A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4. So in this also A1 and A3 have same areas and A2 and A4 have same areas. Okay, what are the areas now? See, if I want to calculate the A1, what is this area? This dimension is 0.3 plus D. Okay, and this dimension is D. So my area will be 0.3 plus D into D. This is for A1. If I multiply this by 2, then I will get A1 and A3 together. Okay, A1 and A3 together. For A2, if you see, this is 0.5 plus D and this is D. So what is the area? 0.5 plus D into D. That is your A2. And whatever the area of A2 is having, same area is for A4. So again we will multiply it by 2. So A2 and A4 will get covered. So here, what is our punching area? So that punching area will be, here it is 2 into 0.3 plus D into D. Okay, 0.3 plus D into D. This is for A1 and A3. Here I will write that also. This is which areas are covered? A1 and A3 are covered over here. What about the next two, A2 and A4? It is again 2 into 0.5 plus D into D. Okay, so here which areas are covered? Here A2 and A4. Okay, is it clear now? पर्यंत समजते का काय सांगतोय ते? Are you getting this point? So this is the punching area. So now if I write over here, shear resisted by concrete. Okay, समजताय? Okay, yes. Okay, good. So shear resisted by concrete. Now if I write over here VUC, so what is the stress, permissible stress in concrete? Whenever you talk about the concrete, always remember that we always think less than the permissible stresses. Okay, we always should be below the permissible stresses or allowable stresses. Allowable and permissible means one and the same thing. Okay, so tau c, what is the allowable stress? Tau c, it is 1118 tau c, and punching area, that is this bd is nothing but punching area. It is a1 plus a2 plus a3 plus a4, that we have already calculated over here. So this is multiplied by, here in this bracket, 2 into d, I will write here 2d, and here in the bracket 0.53 plus d. Okay, 0.3 plus d, then plus again 2d as it is, and here 0.5 plus d, and this bracket is complete. Now we need to solve this. We need to solve this step by step. So step by step, there is no not separate marks are allocated for this step by step calculation. Now you have come across a equation, you are forming a equation to solve this. So here it is not expected you to write each and every step by step calculation. तुम्ही डायरेक्ट जरी इथे लिहिलं तरी चालतं इक्वेशन. Okay, so here 1118 into, in the bracket, 2d into 0.6, so 3 into 2, 6, 0.3 into 2, 0.6, so it is 0.6d plus 2d square, plus here it is 0.5 into 2, that is only d, 1d, plus 2d square. So therefore VUC is equal to, it is 1118 into, here in the bracket, d square plus d square, 2d square plus 2d square, 4d square, plus here 0.6d plus d, so it is 0.7d. Now multiply inside by this 1118. So VUC is equal to this 1118 into 4. What is the answer? 1118 into the 4 into 4. Let me know the answer. How much it is? 1118 into 4. It is, I think, 4472. Please do the calculation. Plus again 1118 into 0.7. How much it is? 1118 into 0.7. It is 782.6. This is your equation number 2. This is your equation number
Yes.
2. Okay. So now once we got both of these equations 1 and 2, then we will equate them. Okay.
Sir,
Huh.
sir, तिथे 0.6d plus d is equal to 1.6d.
1.6. Correct, correct. Good. So here 0.6d and it's a 1da. So nothing is there means 1d, 1.0. So this will become correct. Rightly point out. Good. So this will become 1.6d. Okay, right. And then what is the answer then? Here do 111 into 1.6. How much it is? 1788.8. Okay, 1788.8 D. So now equate the equations. Okay. So equating equation 1 and 2. Now if you equate both the equations, what you will get? What is there in our first equation? This is our first equation. 1755, 240 and 300. 1755, 240 and 300, which is equal to, what is our second equation? 4472 plus 1788. 4472 plus 1788.8 D. Okay, 4478, here it is D square now. 4478 D square. 4478 D square it is remaining. Here it is 4472 D square plus 1788.8 D. So now if you solve this equation, you will get the value of D. Solve it and let me know the answer. Solve this equation on your calculator. You can directly solve it. Let me know the value of D. What is the answer? Have you So answer is 0.430 meter. So which is equal to, not nearly equal to, it is directly equal to. This is equal to 430 mm. Okay. So D required, it is 430 mm. This is from punching shear criteria, right? This is from punching shear criteria. Now what we will calculate? We will calculate the depth required from one-way shear consideration. Now I have told you this punching shear criteria. Is there any difficulties there? Is there any difficulty? Because I am going to give you the number of problems to solve on this. Okay. By changing the values, I will drop those problems on your group as your assignment and homework both. You have to solve it. So if you are having any problem in this calculation of this punching shear or whatever area you have don't understand, then you can tell me right now so that I will tell you once again, because the procedure for all the numericals is same, the concept is same, only there is change in the values. If you are having any doubt, any problem regarding this calculation of punching shear, you can ask me. You can ask me in the chat also. Okay. So now we will move further. If there is no doubt, then second is depth from one way shear consideration. One way shear consideration. Okay. So the basic difference between one way shear and two way shear, if you want to know, that difference is like this. In two way shear, what is happen? This is footing. Suppose now this is the width of the footing, this is the cross section of the footing. Okay, this is length, this is width, and this thickness is nothing but depth of the footing. In two way shear, what is happen? Suppose now this is a column. Suppose now this is the column. Okay, it is resting like this. So in two way shear, this column will try to punch through this footing. Okay, this will try to punch through the footing like this. Okay, and it will not alone punch, it will take the surrounding area with that. That is the two way shear. Okay, but in one way shear, what is happen? Now in one way shear, listen carefully. This is your footing in one way shear. But in one way shear, what is happen? Suppose now here somewhere your column is there at this center somewhere. Okay. So from this column now, at a certain distance, there will be the crack. From this column at a certain distance, that is at a distance d, it will break like this. It will break like this. हा part आहे ना, हा एवढा strip breakच होणार असं. This will break like this. Now see here, whatever the portion I am folding right now, it is break into the strips at a distance d. Okay, from the face of the column at a distance d, see this is the breaking. In this way the crack will develop over here and breaking will be there. This is on either side, along the width side, or it may happen along the length side. It may break like this also. Okay, it may break like this also. The critical section at top or bottom, either side you should consider, either top or at the bottom. It may break in this also. So here there may be the critical section. From this side it will break. The crack will develop as like this, and this part, whatever part I am folding now, this part gets separated from this footing. This type of failure is called as the one-way shear. Okay, we can say that this footing is failed due to one-way shear. Okay, it may be along this part, it may be along length, or it may be along this part. Okay, हे जे दिसतं ना तुम्हाला मी फोल्ड केलेलं, तर हे दोन पार्ट वेगळे होते. हे फोल्ड केलेलं जे आहे ना, इथून क्रॅक जातं, आणि हे क्रॅक झोन हा फोल्ड केलेला पार्ट आणि हा रिमेनिंग पार्ट, हे दोन्ही काय होतात? सेपरेट होतात. दिस विल गेट सेपरेटेड, and this is called as failure due to one way shear. Okay, so it may happen on this side or it may happen on this side. म्हणजे या बाजूलाही होऊ शकतं ते, किंवा या साईडलाही होऊ शकतं, इकडच्या साईडला मगाशी दाखवल्याप्रमाणे. म्हणजे असं. आता ह्याच्यामध्ये मी तुम्हाला समजायसाठी एकतर ही बाजू कन्सिडर करा किंवा ही बाजू कन्सिडर करा. एकच साइड आहे ना ही विड्थ, ही किंवा ही, आणि टॉपला आयदर दिस साइड और बॉटम. Okay, so this is called as one way shear failure. The footing failed due to one way shear failure. This is the basic difference between one way shear and two way shear. Okay, so similarly now for your understanding, I will draw the diagram. First I will write over here what is I am going to write. The critical section is at a distance of d, that is your small d, effective depth d, from the face of the column, from the face of column. Now if I draw the diagram, then it is like this. I will draw it here. Now this is our column. It is like this. Okay, then I will draw the footing. This is the footing. should be also like this. So this is the footing. So now if you write down the dimensions, this is 2 meter, this side is 3 meter, then for the column this is how much, this is 0.3, and this is 0.5. 0.5. Okay, now the critical section, if I show you over here, the critical section is at a distance d. Okay, so this is the distance d. I am taking right hand side on, I am showing it on the right hand side. You can either take on right hand side or you can also take on left hand side, but show it only in one direction, either left or either right. Okay, so here if I draw the line, so this is the line of my critical section. So this is the critical section. So here, what is the meaning of this? Here the crack will get developed. Okay, in one way shear, or in one way punching. Here you can see on this length or on this edge, the crack will get developed, and this part, okay, this small rectangle will get detached from this big rectangle, and along this side the cracks will get developed and the failure will happen. So this is called as the failure of the footing by one way shear. Okay, so the critical section is at a distance d. The critical section is at a distance d. Clear? So now we will find out some dimensions. Now see, we place the column, always we place the column in such a way that the centroid of the column, so suppose now the centroid of the column is somewhere here, and if you see the footing, this total is the footing. So we space the, we, what we can say, we keep the column, or we try to keep the column on the footing in such a way that the CG of the column is coincides with the CG of the footing. Okay, the centroid of the footing and the centroid of the column must be along the same line of action. That we always take care of while placing the footing below the column. Okay, I'm telling you that first we will place the footing, and on the footing we will start to what we can say, construct the column. Okay, so we know that where is the CG of the footing, we already know, we know the dimension of the footing, and while doing the construction, what we generally do, we see the footing, and then we see the centroid of the footing where it is situated, then we know the dimension of the column also, and we construct the column, we make the arrangement of formwork to construct the column in such a way that the CG of the column and the CG of the footing will come along the same line of action. That care we will take always. So now here if you can see, so this is the centroid, this is the centroid of both column as well as footing. So now if this total dimension is 2 meter, if this total dimension is 2 meter, from this center or centroid, this dimension will be 1 meter. Okay, if this total is 2, then from center it will be 1, it will be 1. So if I want to calculate this total dimension, see what dimension I want. I want the dimension from this centroid up to this point. What is this dimension? Here, this dimension I want. I will show you the line, dotted line, so that from this point, this total dimension I want. What is the total dimension? Can you tell me how much this is? This total is 1 meter, right? This is 1 meter. I can write over here. This is 1 meter. Am I right? Okay. So if this is 1 meter, if this is 1 meter and this is d, then what will be this remaining distance? If I want to calculate this one, this distance, only this much, how much it is? Can you tell me how much it is? So if this is 1 meter, why this is 1 meter? Because this total is 2 meter. So from center it will be half, so 1 meter. This dimension is d, then the remaining will be how, 0.35. It should be in terms of D now. Still we have not finalized the depth. Do we have taken the check for depth for this 430 mm? Have we taken the check for depth? No. Okay, that 430 mm depth we calculate from two-way shear criteria. Now similarly we have to calculate the depth from one-way shear criteria. We don't know the depth. Okay, we don't know the depth. Understand this. Now I want this dimension. So how much it is? If this total is 1, it is 1 minus d. This dimension is 1 minus d. Correct? So now similarly here the critical section, now I will take different pen. Okay, here see. Now similarly from this face of the column the critical section will be at a distance d. Okay, again I will show the critical section at a distance d to this side also. Okay, here up to this point. So here also your critical section is there. So again I will draw this critical section. Okay, so this is again our distance d. Now same thing, same question I will ask to you now. Now what I want this much of distance. हे जे distance आहे ना एवढंच पाहिजे मला. This much of distance, like I will show you here. This much of distance.
सर
हा,
सर ते 0.3 डिवाइड बाय 2 करायचं नाही का त्यात 1 मायनस
1 minus
0.3 बाय 2.
करेक्ट. गुड. चला कोणतरी लक्ष देत आहे. व्हेरी गुड. सी हिअर 1 मायनस डी जर मी केलं तर मला कुठलं डिस्टन्स मिळणार आहे? हे जे इथं आहे आता ह्याच्यामध्ये हे सेंट्रॉइड आहे. हा सेंट्रॉइड पासून इथलं डिस्टन्स हे किती असणार आहे डिस्टन्स? हे एवढं 0.3 आहे. ओके, सो हे डिस्टन्स असणार आहे 0.3 बाय 2, सो 0.15. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? फ्रॉम द फेस ऑफ द कॉलम हे किती असणार आहे डिस्टन्स? उत्तर द्या की पटपट. किती असणार आहे? आता मला हे फेस आहे, फेस पासून हे डी आहे एवढं. क्रिटिकल सेक्शन मी डी वरती घेतलेलं आहे आणि ह्या सेंटर पासून हे डिस्टन्स किती असणार आहे? या सेंटर पासून हे आउट पर्यंत फुटिंगचे डिस्टन्स किती असणार आहे? 1 मीटर असणार आहे. ओके, मग आता ह्याच्यामध्ये हे जे डिस्टन्स आहे 0.3 बाय 2, हे 0.3 बाय 2 आपण कधी करणार डिस्टन्स? मला इकडचं जे हे पाहिजे असेल त्याचं, हे जे काही स्पॅन राहते एवढा स्पॅन जर पाहिजे असेल तर, एवढा स्पॅन मला जर पाहिजे असेल तर ते करणार मी. हे डिस्टन्स जर मला कॅल्क्युलेट करायचं असेल आता या पॉइंट पासून, सी आय विल मार्क ओव्हर हिअर. इफ आय वॉन्ट टू कॅल्क्युलेट द डिस्टन्स फ्रॉम दिस पॉइंट अप टू हिअर, हे डिस्टन्स जर मला पाहिजे असेल तर हे डिस्टन्स माझं किती येणार? किती येणार हे डिस्टन्स? Can anybody tell me from the face of the column, from here, from this point? हे डिस्टन्स किती आहे टोटल? 1 आहे. करेक्ट. मग त्याच्यामधनं तुम्हाला एवढं मायनस करावं लागणार. एवढं मायनस करणार म्हणजे किती मायनस करणार तुम्ही? 0.3 डिवायडेड बाय 2. 0.3 डिवायडेड बाय 2. ओके, सो दिस इज 0.85. हे जे आहे दिस डिस्टन्स विल बी 0.85. This is 0.85. Now this is D. So what will be remaining? The remaining distance will be, it is 0.85 minus D. It will be 0.85 minus D. Okay. So असं होतं बघा गडबडीत. हे 1 minus D झालं होतं. 1 minus D येणार नाही. काय येणार नाही? तर इथे मी दाखवलेलं आहे तुम्हाला. This total is 1. This much is D. So from the face of the column, what is the distance of this edge? या एजचं डिस्टन्स किती आहे फेस ऑफ द कॉलम पासून? इथून ते एवढं डिस्टन्स पाहिजे मला. हे डिस्टन्स आय वॉन्ट दिस डिस्टन्स. सो दिस टोटल इज 1. सो फ्रॉम दिस 1 इफ आय मायनस दिस मच ऑफ डिस्टन्स, हे डिस्टन्स किती असणार आहे? दिस टोटल इज 0.3. सो दिस विल बी 0.15. This will be 0.15. So from this 1, if I subtract this 0.15, I will get this distance as 0.85. So if this total is 0.85, out of which this distance is d, so this remaining strip will be 0.85 minus d. Okay. So similarly now if you see on this side, this vertical, so ही जर strip आहे, या strip चा area काय, let it be, I will say this is my strip 1. I will say that this is strip 1 and this dimension is 3 meter. So what is the area of the strip 1? Area of strip 1, that is our vertical strip. The area will be 3 into 0.85 minus d. This is the area. Okay. Similarly, we want area of strip 2. In terms of d only we will calculate area of strip 2. So how do we calculate the area of strip 2? Now see, this total is 3 meter. If this total is 3 meter, from centroid this edge of the footing will be 1.5 meter. हे half असणार आहे 1.5 meter. So from this point, now here from हे distance किती असणार मग? What will be this distance? So if this total is 1.5 meter, from the centroid this is 1.5 meter and this total is 0.5 meter. So this inside dimension will be, if this vertical is 0.5 and this is the centroid, then here it will be 0.25, below it is 0.25. So it is 1.5 minus 0.25. So how much it is? It is 1.25. So this distance is 1.25 meter. But I don't want that distance. What distance I want? I want only this much of distance. एवढं distance पाहिजे मला हे. So if this total is 1.25, this is d. So this remaining distance will be, how much it is? It is 1.25 minus d. Okay, 1.25 minus d. So now what is the area? So this dimension is 2 meter. This is 2 meter. So area will be 2 into 1.125 minus d. 2 into 1.125 minus d. Okay. So here we have got the area of the both the strips. So now consider the strip which is having maximum area. That is the thing. Now for the further calculation, here I will write for further calculation. For further calculation, consider the strip. Consider the strip having maximum area. ओके. आता मला सांगा, ही आपली स्ट्रिप 1 आहे. दिस इज अवर स्ट्रिप 1 and this is our strip 2. So in strip 1 and strip 2, which strip is having maximum area? You tell me. आणि कसं ठरवणार? Now here you are getting it in terms of d. So how you are going to decide which strip is having more area? बघा, सांगा मला कुठला आहे ते आन्सर. Which strip is having more area? Strip 1 or strip 2? Strip 1. Okay. So strip 1 is having more area. आता हे कसं डिसाइड केलं? तर बघा, ज्यांना कळत नाही त्यांनी लक्ष द्या, की नाही कळलं ज्यांना त्यांनी, इथं 3 आहे आणि 2 आहे म्हणून एवढ्यावरतीच कधीच डिसाइड करायचं नाही. Remember one thing. Here in strip 1 you are seeing multiplier is 3. In strip 2 you are seeing multiplier is 2. So depending upon these two only, if you are deciding this is having more area, so don't decide it like that. Okay. Here minus d is common for both, but these dimensions, here it is 0.85, here it is 1.125. इथं 0.85 इथं 1.125. So these distances or these values can make a difference. Now how to decide that I will tell you. See, I will write here first area. This is a rough calculation. I am telling you for your understanding. Don't write it in the exam. So it is 3 into 0.85 minus d. This is our first area. Okay, this is our first area. So strip 1. This is for strip 1. And for strip 2, what is the area? 2 into 1.125 minus d. Okay. So let us assume, करा कुठली तर value. Let us assume d is equal to 100 mm. समजा d 100 mm आहे, म्हणजेच किती झालं 0.1 मीटर. दोन्हीकडे ठेवून टाका d ची व्हॅल्यू. d आहे समजा 100 mm. एक आपल्याला डिसाइड करायचं आहे, फक्त आपल्याला डिसाइड करायचं आहे की ह्याच्यातला कुठला एरिया मोठा आहे, म्हणून एक सेम व्हॅल्यू दोन्हीकडे ठेवून बघायची d ची. 100च ठेवा असा काही नियम नाही. 100 ठेवा, 200 ठेवा, 400 ठेवा, 500 ठेवा, 1000 ठेवा. ओके, पण दोन्हीकडे एकच व्हॅल्यू ठेवा. d 100 म्हणजे किती झालं हे 0.1 मीटर. नाउ इफ आय पुट दॅट व्हॅल्यू ओव्हर हिअर, व्हॉट आय विल गेट? So here it will be 3 into 0.85 minus 0.1. Okay, calculate this value. Here 2 into 1.125 minus 0.1. Calculate this value also. You will see that which value is more or which value is less. You will come to know. Okay. So what will be the answer for the first area? It is 2.25. So this answer is 2.25 meter square. For strip 2, this is our strip 1, this is for strip 2. For strip 2 it is 2.05. समजलं? मग 2 चा एरिया किती येतंय 2.05, 1 चा एरिया किती आहे 2.25. म्हणजे कुणाचा एरिया ग्रेटर झाला? This area is greater. In this way you have to see that which strip is having more area. I hope now this point is clear to you. आणि इथं काय असं रूल नाही की तुम्ही 100 ठेवा. जेवढं तुम्हाला सिंपल कॅल्क्युलेशन करता येते तेवढं आपण करायचं. दॅट इज वाय वी हॅव टेकन 100 mm. यू कॅन कीप हिअर 1000 mm ऑल्सो, बट वॉट एव्हर द व्हॅल्यू ऑफ डी यू आर कीपिंग ओव्हर हिअर इन दिस फॉर्म्युला, सेम व्हॅल्यू यू शुड कीप ओव्हर हिअर. नाही इकडं 100 ठेवले आणि तिकडं 200 ठेवले म्हणल्यावर तुम्हाला कम्पॅरिझनच करता येणार नाही, एरिया कुणाचा जास्त आणि कुणाचं कमी आहे. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? ओके, सो इन दिस वे यू हॅव टू डू इट. Which area is more or which area is less. Okay, now moving further, this is for your understanding. Okay, this is the rough part. This is rough part. Okay, this I have done over here for your understanding. There is no need to do it in the exam. Exam मध्ये इथपर्यंत झालेला असणार आहे, इथनं तुम्ही डायरेक्ट लिहायचं the strip 1 is having maximum area or strip 2 is having maximum area. So in our case strip 1 is having maximum area. Okay, so I will write over here. So strip 1 is having greater area which is equal to what was the area? It is 3 by 0.85 minus d. 3 into 0.85 minus d. So this strip we will take for the further calculation. Now calculate the shear force as usual. Calculate the shear force. So the shear force Vu is equal to, again the concept is same. Force is equal to nothing, but it is nothing but the stress into area. So stress means what? The soil pressure which is acting over there from below, that we will consider. So stress, that is pressure, is 300 into area. What is the area? Area will be your area of the strip, what you have taken just right now. So this is our area. So area is 3 into 0.85 minus d. तेवढाच एरियावरती ऍक्ट होणार ना ते प्रेशर. ओके, सो विच इज इक्वल टू, so therefore Vu is equal to, simplify this, what you will get, let me know. 300 into, it is 0.85 into 3, so how much it is? It is 2.55 minus 3d. So Vu is equal to, multiply by 200 inside, 300 into 2.55, it is near about 760 or 765 something, minus 900d. This is the equation number 1. This is equation number 1.
Sir,
area of strip 2, can you
Area of
strip 2 1.25.
area of strip 2.
Yeah,
It is 1 point.
225.
Sorry, 1.125
So
घेतलं का?
so the maximum area is strip 2, I think.
Okay, so here see, this is 1.25 and this is D. So this area will be 1.25 minus D, not it is 125. So it is, we have to make the correction. So why you are so late now? त्याच वेळेला आम्हाला सांगायचं की कॅल्क्युलेशन करताना. Okay, so 2 into 1.25 minus D. ओके, मग आता करून बघा परत एकदा, कुठला एरिया ग्रेटर आहे आणि कुठला एरिया लेस आहे. सो
The
दिस इज
second one, strip 2 is more maximum area.
okay. See, let us see. Others also will calculate. You tell me the answer. So 1.25 minus D. So here you can put 1.25 minus D. So what will be the answer? It is 1.25 minus 0.1 into 2. 2.3 is the answer. Is it
Yes,
correct?
sir.
Okay, 2.3 is the
Yes,
correct
sir.
answer. Okay, now you can see here the multiplier is 2, here it is 3. नुसतं असं बघितलं तर तुम्हाला वाटतंय की स्ट्रिप 1 चा एरिया जास्त असणार आहे कारण 3 ने मल्टिप्लाय व्हायला लागलंय, पण तसं नाहीये. हे जे डायमेन्शन्स आहेत 0.85 आणि 1.25, हे 1.125 बाय मिस्टेक घेतलं होतं आपण. ओके, सो हे जर तुम्ही बघितलं आता इथं एखादी व्हॅल्यू ठेवून, तर 2.3 स्ट्रिप 2 चा एरिया यायला लागलेला आहे. म्हणजे स्ट्रिप 2 चा एरिया हा मॅक्सिमम एरिया आहे, स्ट्रिप 1 चा नाही. ओके, सो हियर आय कॅन राईट strip 2 and I should take the area of strip 2. Okay, so here I will write this is for strip 2 and the area of strip 2 is 2 into 1.25 minus D. Here also these calculations, here also I should take the same area. So here also our area must be 2 into 1.25 minus D. Here also in the further calculations, now 2 into 1.25, so 1.25 into 2 is 2.5 I think, so it is 2.5 minus 2d. So now if you multiply inside by 300, what the equation you will get? It is 300 into 2.5, so it is I think 750 minus 600d. Am I right now? Please check it. See, I am having all unsolved problems, so you have to check it. आणि असंच व्यवस्थित चेक करत राहा, सो दॅट वी विल नॉट लीड टू द मिस्टेक्स. असं होतं म्हणजे चुकून तुम्ही दुसरी व्हॅल्यू जरी घेतली सॉल्व्ह करता करता की तुमचा प्रॉब्लेम चुकतोय पूर्ण. ओके, सो नाउ दिस इज द व्हॅल्यू ऑफ VU. इज इट राईट नाउ? करेक्ट? Yes, no? Is it right now? Whatever VU we have calculated now, equation 750 minus 600D. Is it correct now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it is correct. Now this is our shear force VU for one-way shear. Okay, now for one-way shear also we need to find out shear resisted by concrete. Shear force resisted by concrete, that we need to find out. Okay, so it is VUC, that is the notation. So VUC is equal to, again the same formula is there, tau C into BD. Okay, now you tell me which area will come into the picture. See, again I will show you. Again same thing, this is our footing. Okay, now we are saying that our vertical strip, now see what is our dimensions. Here we will go to that page. See here, if you see this image, okay, so if you see this image, our top strip, so suppose now this is your distance 2 meter. Okay, this is 2 meter and then what is the, this is 2 meter, and this one, it is 1.25 minus d, not this total one, something 1.25 means you can mark somewhere over here. Okay, that is your strip. आता मला सांगा की I will mark over here with the pen. See, this my total dimension is 2 meter, and suppose now up to here somewhere at this point. Okay, ही अशी स्ट्रिप आहे, समजा एवढी स्ट्रिप आहे, दिसती का बघा, एवढी स्ट्रिप आहे अशी. ओके, सो दिस डायमेन्शन ऑफ दिस स्ट्रिप इज 1.25 मायनस डी. आता हे काय होणार आहे, तर हे जेव्हा फुटिंग असं असणार आहे, ओके असं असणार आहे इन दिस वे, तर त्यावेळेला काय होईल, दिस पार्ट, ओके दिस पार्ट, हा फुटिंगचा मागचा जो पार्ट आहे या बाजूचा पार्ट, दिस पार्ट विल रिमेन ॲज इट इज, अँड दिस स्ट्रिप इट विल मूव्ह डाऊन ड्यू टू क्रॅकिंग अँड इट विल गेट डिटॅच्ड. ही स्ट्रिप काय होणार आहे, अशी खाली जाणार आहे, अशी खाली. ओके, सो म्हणजे या पार्ट पासून हे काय होईल, खाली जाईल. सो इफ आय वॉन्ट टू शो यू अगेन, सो दीज आर द टू पार्ट्स. one part will remain as it is. So बघा इथं माझ्या हातांकडे one part, this part will remain as it is and this part will move down. So first both are at the same level. This part will remain as it is and this is the strip, this is my strip 2, this strip 2 will move down like this. Okay, so now which area will come into the contact, this is the area of the contact, ha area will contact madla, this is the area of contact. Okay, so that area of contact understanding is very important. So I will draw the diagram also so that you will be able to understand which area will be the area of contact. So area of contact means this BD, B into D value, what we are going to take. We know the value of tau c now. It is 1118 kilonewton per meter square. Now we are interested in finding out this BD value. That is why I am telling you that thing. Okay, so here I will draw the diagram for this strip now. Okay, या स्ट्रिप साठी मी डायग्राम ड्रॉ करतोय. I will draw this strip only, how it fails, that area I will show to you. So now here I will draw the strip. Okay, so now depth, this is the depth. Now see, this is the strip. So what is our dimension, it is 1.25 minus d and 2. So this is your 2 meter and this is 1.25 minus d. Okay, and this is your depth d. So which area will come into the contact, I will hash that area. So this area will come into the contact during failure. This area will come into the contact. This is the area of contact. Okay, this is the area of contact आणि एकाच साइडला असणार आहे हा area. So this dimension is nothing but it is 2 meter, right? कळलं का काय कसा एरिया आला ते. we have seen this strip. Okay, so this area we have seen this strip and this area from where it will get cracked, this area means this 2 meter. Okay, and the contact area will be this is the area which we have seen in plan, 2 meter by 1.5 minus d, this is the plan area. but when it get penetrates, not penetrates, when it get detached and settle down, then the area in the contact with this remaining portion and this portion will be, this distance is 2 meter and the depth of the footing, that area, this area, depth will come into the contact. Okay, so that we have to consider. So that area I will write over here. So area of contact, or area for one way shear also you can write. It is how much it is? It is 2 into d. It is 2 into d. So now VUC, shear resisted by concrete, it is 1118 your tau c into 2 into d. So it will be how much it is? 1118 into 2. 2236d. This is our equation number 2. This is our equation number 2. Okay. What was the equation number 1? This is equation number 1. Now equate equation 1 and 2. Sorry, now this is not 1 and 2. This should be 3 and 4 now. 1 and 2 for two way shear ला आपण numbering दिलंय ना equation ला. 1 and 2. So this is our equation number 3. हे जे असणार आहे हे इक्वेशन 3 असणार आपलं, आणि हे जे आहे ते इक्वेशन नंबर 4. This is our equation number 4. So equate equation 3 and 4. And 1 and 2 आपण already दिलेलं आहे two way shear मध्ये. So now if you equate it, then it will be 750 minus 600d must be equal to 2236d. Okay, so solve it now and let me know the value of d. काय ती व्हॅल्यू सांगा लवकर. लेट मी नो द आन्सर. What is the answer?
0.260.
किती आलं?
0.264.
Okay, so 0.264 meter, which is equal to 264 mm, which is nearly equal to 270 mm. Okay, so now from two way shear we got the depth as the 430 mm. From one way shear we got the depth as a 230 mm, 270 mm. So which depth we are provide? We will provide the maximum depth. So here I will write provide the maximum depth. Provide the maximum depth. Okay, so therefore just a moment, I have not captured this. Save. Okay, therefore D is equal to, it is 430 mm. So now assume clear cover of 50 mm for the footing and bar diameter of 16 mm we can take, or 20 mm we can take. We will take 20 mm bar diameter. Okay, so assume clear cover is equal to 50 mm 50 and 20 mm bar diameter, reinforcing bar diameter. So therefore, what is the overall depth? Overall depth D is equal to your effective depth 430 plus clear cover 50 plus half of bar diameter 20 by 2. So it is 20 by 2 is 10, 50 plus 10 60, 60 plus 430, it is 490 mm. It is 490 mm. Okay, so this is your overall depth. So effective depth is 430 mm, overall depth is 490 mm. Okay, so now next we will go for the bending moment. We will calculate the bending moment and then we will take the check for depth. The next point is bending moment. So this is the easy part now. I have told you how to calculate the bending moment. So for the bending moment, the critical section, where is the critical section? Is taken at the face of the column. For bending moment, critical section is taken at the face of the column. Okay, at the face of the column. So now I will draw the diagram once again. Here it is column, footing, all the dimensions. Here it is 2 meter, here it is 3 meter. What are the dimensions of the columns? Here on this side 0.3 meter, on this side 0.5 meter. Okay, now critical section is at the face of the column, they have told us. So on the face of the column we have to take the critical section. So here will be a critical section. This is the critical section YY, vertical section. Similarly, this is the critical section XX, section XX and section YY. So bending moment along section XX we need to calculate and along YY. So this is XX section and this is YY section. Okay, and how do we calculate the bending moment? What is the formula? So bending moment is equal to WL square by 8, where L is the effective span and this effective span is nothing but this length. This length we taken it considered for calculating the bending moment. Load on this we will take and this is our span to calculate the bending moment along this section Y. And for X section we consider this length, this vertical length, that is our span. Okay, so first of all we will go with this Y. So I will write here, consider Y direction. Consider Y direction. I will draw the separate diagram for this for your understanding. So now again I will draw this column. This is the column. Okay, then after the column this strip is there, axis is there. Okay, so we will draw the axis first. This is the axis YY. This is the axis YY. Okay, हा आहे तुमचा YY axis. And then this I will show you the remaining part. Axis असा असणार आहे. हा स्ट्रिप काढलेली आपण. हा this is the strip. ओके, सो हे जे आहे YY axis च्या इकडची बाजू आहे ही सगळी. This side we have drawn over here. This is our axis and this is column. Now what is the span in this case now? Now see, this length, we take this length as a span. This length is our span. So this is our span. Whatever maybe this length is there, this is our span. Okay, and then here you can know that this side is 3 meter. So this dimension we already know. This dimension is how much it is? It is 3 meter. This also we have already calculated. How much is this length? How much? If this total is 2 meter, it is 1 minus 0.3. So this is 0.85. This is 0.85 meter. Okay, and we will calculate the UDL on this length. So this UDL here, we will calculate that. We will consider the UDL on this length. Okay, and let it be the intensity of this UDL is WY. WY kilonewton per meter. We don't know. WY kilonewton per meter. This is the unit, kilonewton per meter. Okay. Now what we are having, we know sigma. What is the value of sigma? It is 300 kilonewton per meter square. We want, so on this part, in this whole part, the intensity is 300 kilonewton per meter square. The pressure, soil pressure. Okay, but we want UDL. And that too on which length we want UDL? On this length we want UDL. Okay, on this length we want UDL. So this is 3 meter. मग आता मला सांगा, माझ्याकडे प्रेशर आहे, त्याची व्हॅल्यू काय आहे? 300 किलोन्यूटन पर मीटर स्क्वेअर. पहिल्यांदा युनिट समजून घ्या. जर मला UDL पाहिजे असेल, इफ आय वॉन्ट WY UDL, सो इट्स युनिट इज किलोन्यूटन पर मीटर. ओके, बट माझ्याकडे आहे काय सध्या? सिग्मा. What is its unit? It is kilonewton per meter square. So if I multiply this by meter, then this meter and square will get cancelled and I will get it in kilonewton per meter. म्हणजे मला 300 ला कशांतर मल्टिप्लाय करायचं कुठल्या तरी एका साइडनी. ओके, either I should multiply by 0.85 or I should multiply by 3. या दोघांपैकी जर एकाने मी या 300 ला मल्टिप्लाय केलं तर मला काय मिळेल? ही जी इंटेन्सिटी आपण कॅल्क्युलेट केली होती सॉइलची, ह्याचं कन्वर्जन होईल कशामध्ये? UDL मध्ये. ओके, so this is the point, how to convert the intensity into UDL. Generally what we learn to convert the UDL into the point load. Similarly you should also know how to convert the intensity or pressure into the UDL. Okay, so this is the 300 we know that. This sigma I will write over here. Sigma already I have written over here. This is sigma into what will be the length. Now this is our span. 0.85 हा काय आपला span. So you want UDL in kilonewton per meter. Per meter means per meter length of this 0.85 meter. So what is the remaining length? Remaining length is 3 meter. So multiply this by 3. Okay, so your intensity WY will be 300 into 3. So it is 900 kilonewton per meter. This is your intensity. This is the intensity. Now once we know the intensity, we know the span also. What is the span? What is the span? LY span. It is, although it is horizontal, I am giving the notation Y, or you can say here LX also. So LY it is 0.85 meter. Here notation doesn't matter, understanding matters, concept. So now bending moment in y direction, we can calculate bending moment in y direction, y axis. It is wy into ly square divided by 2, which is equal to, what is the value of wy? It is 900 into ly square, 0.85 square, whole divided by 2, whole divided by 2, wl square by 2. Calculate this and let me know the value. 325.12. Okay, this is 325.12 kilonewton meter. Okay, so this is our bending moment in y direction. This is already ultimate bending moment we have calculated. Similarly, what we need to do, we need to calculate the same thing considering the x. Okay, so now this is your x. Particular x. Here. Now we will consider this strip x. Our area आता घेणार आपण. So again I will draw the same diagram for your understanding. Okay. So again this is our column. This is the column. Then footing. So here it is 0.3. This is 0.5. This is how much? This is 2 meter. Okay. And now the critical section I will draw over here from the face of the column. So this is our x-axis. This is x, and now we want to calculate this span, this length, this length. Okay, what is the length? And then after that we will take UDL on this length. This is the UDL, and this we called it as a WX. This UDL is WX. And now what is the length? What is this length that we need to calculate? How much it is? So from the centroid, if this vertical is 3 meter, then from here it is 1.5. So it is 1.5 minus 0.25. It is 1.25. So this length is 1.25 meters. Now again conversion of intensity into the UDL. So it is equal to how much? So Wx is equal to, intensity is how much? 300 kilonewton per meter cube into, now we want the UDL on this side. We want the UDL on 1.25 meter side. So multiply by the opposite side, that is 2 meter. Multiplied by opposite side, that is 2 meter. So it is 600 kilonewton per meter. Now after this, calculate the bending moment. Bending moment in x direction, x section. So it is WL square by 8. So W is 600 into L is 1.25 square divided by 2. Divided by 2. You will get the answer. Solve it. (468.75 kilonewton meter). Please check the answers. Okay, 468.75. So now which is the maximum bending moment? 478.79. Now take the check for depth. Next step is check for depth. On both the directions we have calculated the bending moment. Now we are taking the check for depth. So how to take the check for depth? So equate bending moment, that is the maximum bending moment, to moment of resistance MR, so which is equal to bending moment किती आली आपली 468.75 kilonewton meter, so 10 raised to 6, which is 0.138. FCK is 20 into B. Now see where you are getting the maximum bending moment, here at XX 468. Where what is your span? Your span is 1.25. See, your span is 1.25, so this is 1.25. So this will become your width. How much it is? 2 meter. Okay, it is 2 meter. So here 0.138 FCK BD square. I will write down the formula first. 0.138 FCK BD square, where D is this D required. So it is 468.75 into 10 raised to 6 is equal to 0.138. FCK is 20, B is 2 meter, so 2000 into D required square. So therefore D required is equal to, what is the required depth? Let me know the answer for the required depth. Swapnil, switch off your mic. Okay, so what is the D required? 291.4. Is it right? 291.4. Okay. So 291.4 mm. This is the required depth. Okay, which is less than D provided. What we have provided? We have provided 430 mm. Hence it is safe. Hence it is safe. Okay. So in the next lecture we will calculate the steel reinforcement. Steel in X direction, steel in Y direction, and then we will draw the reinforcement diagram. Okay. So today now, just a moment, I will take the screenshot of the attendance also, and then you have to drop your roll number into the what you can say chat box. Okay, that also you need to do. And one more thing I want to bring to your notice, that now the college has taken the paid version of Zoom. Okay, so now whatever you are doing, it is completely visible to us. That is, we have observed that some students are coming lately, first thing, attending the lecture for 1 and 2 minutes, leaving the lecture and coming at the end. Okay, and they are giving the attendance in the chat room. That is also observed. Okay, how much time you have attended the lecture, that detail is also there with us right now. So one of now for today's lecture, after this lecture, now I will send that record on to the group, WhatsApp group. You can see that we totally get the detail of your mobile login, when you have logged in, when you are logged out of the lecture. So I am again telling you, all the students, tell all also from your class to attend the lecture sincerely and seriously, because for last year also online lectures are there, but we don't have this facility to keep the track. So students are coming at the last and giving the attendance. ते होऊन जायचं त्यावेळेला, कारण की आम्हाला पण तेवढं ट्रॅक करता येत नसायचं. नाव तुम्ही कधीही लॉग इन व्हा, कधीही लॉग आउट व्हा, तुम्ही 1 मिनिट लेक्चर अटेंड केलंय, 10 मिनिट केलंय, 15 मिनिट केलंय का तासभर होता, हे सगळं डिटेल तुमचं कळतंय कुठल्या डेट आणि टाइम टाकलं की. ते मी तुम्हाला एक सॅम्पल कॉपी तुमच्या ग्रुपवरती पाठवून देतो, ऑब्झर्व करा, बाकीच्यांना पण सांगा. अटेंडन्स जर लो आला तर परत तुम्ही हे पण म्हणू शकत नाही की मी ऑनलाईन लेक्चरला होतो पण माझी अटेंडन्स लागली नाही, कारण हे सगळं रेकॉर्डला येतंय. सो बी सिरियस अबाउट इट. Okay, and tell to others also. So today we will stop over here. Drop your roll number into the chat box. काय शेवटी जे अटेंडन्स वाढायला लागलेत त्या लोकांना मी सांगू इच्छितो आता सगळ्यांना की ऑलरेडी एकतर मी मगाशी स्क्रीनशॉट घेतलेला लेक्चरच्या मध्ये त्याच्यानुसारच तुमची अटेंडन्स लागली जाणार. ओके, मोबाईल वरनं पण मी अटेंड केलेले लेक्चर तुम्हाला दिसत असेल तिथं पार्टिसिपेशन मध्ये. इथून पुढे असंच होणार आहे की पूर्ण लेक्चर मध्ये कधीही स्क्रीनशॉट काढून तुमची अटेंडन्स घेतली जाईल. आणि दुसरी गोष्ट, पेड व्हर्जन असल्यामुळे तुम्ही किती वेळ लेक्चर अटेंड केले, काय केले, केलं नाही हे सगळं आता दिसतंय. एक सॅम्पल मी तुम्हाला थोड्या वेळाने पाठवतो ग्रुपवरती तुमच्या व्हॉट्सअपच्या, बघून घ्या तुमच्या कसं डिटेल दिसतंय, तुम्ही 1 मिनिट केलंय का 2 मिनिट केलंय अटेंड, का शेवटी येऊन अटेंडन्स दिलंय हे सुद्धा कळतंय. हा, तर त्यानुसार आजपासून अटेंडन्स होणार आहे, तर सिरियसली लेक्चर अटेंड करा. जे आता पार्टिसिपेशन मध्ये इन्क्रीज दिसलं ना, जे शेवटी तुम्ही अटेंडन्स देताय, हे आता सगळं रेकॉर्ड व्हायला लागलेलं आहे. ओके, मागच्या वर्षी होत नव्हतं कारण पेड व्हर्जन नव्हतं आपल्याकडे, त्यामुळे चालून जायचं तुमचं. आता ते सुद्धा आहे, तर त्याच्यामुळं कंटिन्यू लेक्चर अटेंड करा. आणि हा सगळं जे आहे पेड व्हर्जनचं सगळं हेच पोर्टल आपण युनिव्हर्सिटीला दिलेलं आहे. ओके, त्यामुळे हेच डायरेक्ट सगळं तिकडे जाणार आहे अटेंडन्सला. ही सिरियसली काळजी घ्या. ओके.